I first encountered Ria Bell's work when I was around 20 years old, a quarter century ago, 25 years ago.
I'd never heard of him.
Yeah, I loved it. I don't know anything about him.
I was not familiar with him previous to this.
I came to Canada in 1965, and at that time he was not so famous, but as I lived longer in Canada, I realized Rio Appel had done a lot of work and I wanted to see it. I went to Montreal and Quebec, but I didn't see too much of his paintings there. And I was thrilled to hear that he was now being showed in the Vancouver Art Gallery. So I insisted on coming here. My wife is the member, I'm a junior member, and I looked at all different styles, and I'm still not finished looking at all the styles, but it is very satisfying and very invigorating.
But in this show, which is such a beautifully put together narrative of change, you have the masterful, big palette knife paintings, but you also have this journey of an artist between Canada, Quebec, France, back. But the work on paper always, all through my career, have always stopped me. They're just so beautiful, and they kind of wake up, and they're just really beautiful. If you come to the show, like, there are several fantastic examples of Ria Appel's work on paper that I think really will stop you as much as the big, masterful, accomplished, what we would call the masterworks.
I'd never heard of him, and I'm really proud to know that he's a Canadian.
I love the history from back when of an artist from Quebec, because I'm from Quebec and I never learned the art history from Quebec, so it was really meaningful to me because I'm Quebecois and I'm from there.
It's an incredible survey of a wonderful career. I love how it was broken out into stages.
But what I've really noticed is like how much his art style evolved, which is really fascinating to me, but it's very bold and definitely like memorable when you look at it.
The different medias he worked in, I just don't understand them, but Paulette understands them, so she's being my teacher here tonight. It's just wonderful to see variety of work.
I didn't really know about the artist that much, but it's a good way to learn about arts and like a slow way into it.
Yeah, it's a good place to have a walk around, chat,
And dress
up.
Yeah.
This show is remarkable. It's very surprising to encounter in the first room sculptures, which I didn't expect because he is one of our most famous artists and he's largely known for his palette knife paintings. And it's a real amazing survey that included all this other unexpected work.
It's such a large body of work and it changes so drastically through each decade. It's really cool to see how the curators have created each decade in a different room. So you really get a good sense of his work throughout the decades.
I'd have to say that the exhibition is far bigger than what I had anticipated it would be. I wasn't prepared for a very in-depth history lesson, and I mean that in a good way, where you're literally looking at works from his early days until, towards the end of his career. The word I have is, it's just mesmerizing. It's mesmerizing.
You wonder, what his inspiration is, and the colors. His colors are always just so amazing, so dynamic, and they pull you in. They really suck you in.
I thought it was really fabulous and fascinating. Like so many different colors, different emotions all emerged from one painting to the next. And I was really captivated and amazed by everything that I saw. I especially love the skull painting, and collage, and the first collage that we saw, because it really reminded me of my childhood, and it kind of helped me remember what good parts of my childhood there were, and the bad parts, and the mediocre parts, and it kind of helped me realize we all have our tough times, but we can always come together through art.